And I know people have grievances, they have, disagreements. A lot of what's going on, we don't understand the history or the full dynamics of what's going on. But just from a humanitarian perspective, from a human perspective, it's troubling to see the loss of life on either side. I've often asked, why? Like, why is there so much conflict and disagreement and oppression and humans just not being able to get along? Like, why? Like, really, why? There seems to be conflict or has been conflict going on the planet for a considerable amount of time. So why? And I just feel like a lot of it is just rooted in the fact that we don't believe that there's enough. We believe in lack. We don't believe there's enough. And what I mean by that is we feel that other people have to sacrifice something for that. We don't believe it's enough for everyone. So in order for me to have freedom and liberties and free expression and access to resources and life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, somebody has to pay that price. It's not enough for everybody. And so I think that's unfortunate to have that state of consciousness or that belief that in order for me to succeed, someone has to go without. And if someone goes without, then I can succeed because the universe, life, God does not create enough for everyone. The planet is not big enough. There's not enough resources. There's not enough time. There's not enough money. All of this is a perception of limited thinking. And when you come into the awareness of who you are and the power that you possess, you realize that you are one with the infinite. There are no shortages. There are no lack of resources. There are no lack of opportunities. The only time these things present themselves is in our state of consciousness, the way we think and the way we feel about ourselves, our world, and our environment. And we take these limited perceptions, these fears, these insecurities, and we project them on other human beings. So we're always trying to find a way to oppress, to control, to influence, to move people in one direction or other for our own personal benefit. So a lot of this is just rooted in our ego of lack, of insecurity, of fear. And when you come into the awareness and acceptance of who you operate from a totally different perspective because you see reality and truth from a different level and a different perspective. And I think that's what we need to do. We need to come into the awareness of who we are and the acceptance of that. And we will vibrate by a totally different energy frequency, which is harmony, peace, cooperation, and brotherhood.
See, this is the reason why I like to, talk to you, Neo, because there's so much abundance around us, right?
Right.
And like you said, and well, let me ask you this. Do you think we'll ever get to that place to where we have this awareness that this abundance, there's no need for me to hurt this person
Right.
in order for me to gain whatever it is?
Whatever it is.
Do you think we'll ever get to that point?
I feel that we're already there. We are there. Okay? We don't experience the effects of being there because we just haven't accepted it. There's abundance everywhere. There's wealth everywhere. There's resources everywhere. There's happiness. There's contentment. There's love. There's peace. It's everywhere. You don't have to go looking for it. It's within your own being. It's always been here. And it will always continue to be here. It's just a matter of, can you accept it? Can we accept this as a true reality for ourselves? Many people don't even believe or can't accept that humans can even live in peace. They have accepted the idea, the perception, the concept that we must always be in conflict.
Well, that's what seems like this world has been for decades,
for
ages,
for thousands of years. But
right.
It's a perception of our evolutionary development. In this stage of our development, many human beings, because we're conditioned to see and perceive reality in a certain way, that we systematically and unequivocally believe that this is necessary. Conflict and strife is necessary. We believe that we must strive to survive. Survival is part of who we are and what we do. And that's not even the true state of reality. When you look out beyond the human mind, the way we think and feel, where do you find struggle? Where's struggle? What's struggling? The planets are not struggling. The solar system is not struggling. The mountains, the oceans, the plant and animal life, they're not struggling for survival and existence. But when we get to the human, which is the highest expression on this planet, we have this false perception that we must struggle for survival, and we must compete, and we must oppress, and we must take, and we must separate. And it's all a fallacy in our thinking. When you come into an awareness that you are God, that we are God, that we are the universe, that we are the creative, infinite power of all true reality, then strife, conflict, competitiveness, competition, it vanishes because it's an illusion anyway. The minute you turn away from it, what happens? It vanishes. You're only focusing the power of your universal power to create this reality, which is not even a reality. It's a false reality. It feels real. You're experiencing the effects of it, but you're experiencing the effects of what you're creating, individually and collectively. And it's just a matter of becoming aware that you are much, much more than you ever perceive yourself to be. To understand that there's a dimension, a part of you that is much greater than what you are currently identifying with. Once you come into this awareness and this acceptance, then you start to enter into heaven, which is your true state of being.
You know, if I may expand on that, right? Have you ever met someone and, you know, you are sharing, you know, you just have a conversation with a person.
Right.
And the person will be like, well, this is just who I am. I go
Right.
from 0 to 100 real quick. This is just who I am.
Right.
Now, a lot of time when that person takes the time to start working on themselves, you start realizing that's not who you are. That's just what you're accustomed of reacting, right? And so to me, hearing what you just said, that's how I connect with what you just said,
Right.
you know? So
Right.
it is a state of mind that I believe each and every one of us got to get there some way.
I believe we are getting there. I just believe that it's a process.